Stop wasting your time on women who don't deserve you. If you want to find a quality, meaningful, long-term relationship to the right woman, you have to become a lot more selective with who you invest your time in. If you're doing well in your career or your business, you've already understood the value of time in that domain, yet you're wasting it spending hours on dating apps, not knowing what you're doing, and entertaining the wrong people, quite frankly. If you want to find the right woman, and let's say you're 30, 40, 50, you have to understand you have limited time left. I'm not saying this so you create a fake sense of urgency or you panic or you become needy. Not at all. But there is a very real constraint on the time that you have available to yourself for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years to find somebody of real quality. And you have to start screening for red flags because most likely you can't read red flags for shit. That's why you ended up in that last relationship, that last marriage that cost you, at least emotionally, if not financially, a ton. So a couple of those red flags that you need to learn to screen for is number one, a lack of self-esteem. Does she like herself? Is she genuinely excited about you? Number two. Number three, very important. Does she respect your time? Because as much as you're not respecting your time, even though you claim that time is so important to you in your career or your business, there are some women who also don't respect your time. Does she come frequently, half an hour late to the date? Does she take forever to respond? Now, granted, that might also have something to do with your lack of texting skills. But if people don't respect your time, you have to cut them. You could set a boundary one time, but eventually there'll come a moment where you will have to draw a line in the sand and say, my most precious resource, the only resource I will never get back is time. And if she doesn't respect my time, she does not respect me. And the same is true with other men, by the way, with your clients. If you have a meeting scheduled with somebody, and then 2 minutes beforehand, that person tells you that they're going to be 20 minutes late for a half an hour meeting, that person does not take you serious. That doesn't mean that that person is a bad person, but you have to set a boundary. And when you do set a boundary like that, especially in the early dating stages, because anybody can come late once. Everybody can make mistakes sometimes, and you don't want to disqualify the right people too quickly. When you set a boundary, one of two things is going to happen. She will either start respecting you, and she will start valuing you because you actually respect yourself, and she needs to see that you respect yourself, or you're going to start walking separate ways, which is fantastic, which is exactly what you want, because disqualifying the wrong people, the wrong women quickly is what's going to save you from suffering. The worst thing that could happen to you is that you will try to make it work with the wrong women. And then you end up with somebody who's going to suck the living life out of you, who will drain every last bit of energy from your body. And then you feel undesired. Your intimate life isn't great. You end up in a divorce where you lose half your shit. And you feel like a shell of yourself. And an interesting side tangent that's yet related. Most men have those relationships to other men. They don't fully trust them. And they don't respect them that much either. Part of the reason you're not that excited at the moment is because you're not spending enough time with men who actually truly respect you and the ones you're compatible with. You're entertaining too many of the wrong people. And what I would invite you to consider to change this internally first is to become aware of what it's cost you in the past to entertain the wrong people. Really ask yourself that. What has it cost me in the past to entertain the wrong women? To not study the dynamics of attraction? To not study those red flags? What has it cost me to entertain the wrong business partners? What is it costing me right now? And then what is it going to cost you in the future? Truly become aware of that, because then you create emotional leverage. Once you understand that you are robbing yourself of a tremendous amount of happiness and opportunities and fulfillment, then you'll be a lot more likely to even want to make a change. This video is supposed to bring a level of awareness that you are playing below your potential. You're really wasting your potential. You think you're doing all right. You're really not. Do you even have at least 1 to 2 quality dates a week? At least 1 quality date a week with women that you might actually consider? Do you disqualify quickly? Or are you on a date and you're coming from a place of scarcity? Oh, I don't want to lose her because you haven't figured dating apps out yet. You don't know how to send messages on Instagram and you don't know how to approach in person yet. Yes, you need to create that date machine for yourself. If you want us to help you with that personally, apply for a free initial call. But you've got to have a machine that supplies you with abundance so that you can disqualify quickly. Now you might say, David, I don't have these options yet, so why would I disqualify people too quickly? If I don't even have that many options, something is better than nothing, right? No, you got to act as if. Trust me, this is a core lesson. Maintain the gold standard. disqualify people so quickly now as if you already had that ridiculous level of abundance to choose from, because thereby, mark my words, brother, you will attract the right people. Because you position yourself as somebody who takes himself serious. And then they will, in turn, maintain the standard. If somebody's acting up, get rid of them. Say goodbye, no worries, wish you all the best. We're not aligned. Line in the sand. Because what's going to happen is your self-esteem is going to suffer. Yes, self-esteem, esteem for yourself, comes from doing the difficult thing. But it also comes from standing up for yourself and walking away from a date. You're 7 minutes in, you realize she's disrespectful, you shake her hand, you pay for the bill, and you never talk to her ever again. You have that iron gate. You start setting these boundaries. You're going to start walking around this world differently. You can't be half a gangster. You can't just be doing well in your business or your career and then a little bitch in your dating life. It doesn't work like that. Sorry. They're going to feel it. They're going to go, these areas, they affect each other. And if you're not setting the boundaries, if you're not showing up the man you truly are in your dating and your relationship life, that's going to come through in your vibe and in your energy in your business as well. It will. It's impossible for you to play at your highest levels in all areas to get the maximum amount of fulfillment and the maximum amount of performance out of you if you don't respect yourself. And it starts with setting the boundaries, identifying red flags, and then maintaining a standard. And for some reason, then, you'll have people who'll naturally respect you. Now, granted, every once in a while, something is going to happen. That's human nature. The more you interact with people, you will see some people not respecting you. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't meet more people. You should meet more people, because for you to feel at home in the world, you can't just have a sniper approach, say, she's going to be my wife, I'll ignore everybody else. These are my core male friends, I'll ignore everybody else, because then you'll feel a shell of yourself. Then you won't feel welcome and at home in the world, because the way you feel at home in the world is by connecting to people and by giving people chance, even those who won't respect you, who won't value you, the gift you've given them with your attention, your presence, your love, and your time. But that's fine. And you don't have to get too upset about it. You just stoically anticipate those conversion rates to begin with. You just understand that 9 out of 10 men you'll meet, they'll never be right for you. 9 out of 10 women, 95% out of all the women you'll ever go on dates with, they probably won't be right for you. But that doesn't mean that women are wrong, or that the world is wrong, or that those people are wrong inherently. You're just not compatible. And yes, a lot of people have very skewed values. That's why it's so easy for you to actually stand out in the eyes of the right woman if you actually learn to communicate effectively, you study the dynamics of attraction, and you become confident. If you're a man who takes other people's time serious, if you're somebody who respects her as well, if you're a good, kind-hearted human being, and then you add that degree of masculinity to your communication, you'll become insanely attractive to the right woman and to the right men. And then you're somebody who can live a truly fulfilled existence and walk around this life with his head held high and have a positive impact on the people around him and on your children. And you will be the best role model for your children, the ones you already have, or the ones you're going to have in the future. But only if you stand up for yourself. And this does not mean dominating other people, but it's something you're willing to give. And everybody's going to make mistakes every once in a while. They can make small mistakes once or twice. But if there's a continuous pattern of disrespect, you have to cut those people. But here's the ultimate answer: abundance. It's not just about cutting the wrong people. You have to find more of the right people. So, my hands are freezing. We're going to end this now. If you want me to help you personally find the right girlfriend or wife, apply for a free initial consultation. Looking forward to talking to you soon. Take care.